Hello and welcome everyone to Rise Up For You TV here on LinkedIn and Instagram Live. I am Lauren Sweeney and I am your host and the Vice President here at Rise Up For You, where we help leaders and professionals build confidence, sharp communication, and increase their influence, both at work and in life. If you're in HR, leadership, team development, or an executive at any level, this conversation is especially for you. Today, we're talking about something that can really make an impact and help us lead and create influential communication. Here's a statistic that I really like. People remember stories 22 times more than they just remember a standalone fact. That's a lot. And that's because stories don't just go into the short-term memory, they create emotions, visuals, and connections. And when the brain feels, it remembers. So here's what I'm going to address today. I'm going to walk you through why storytelling works on the brain, share a real life story from coaching an executive, and give you 3 steps that you can use to help you communicate more powerfully as a leader. Whether you're looking to lead a meeting, give a presentation, or navigate change. Now, why am I qualified? Well, here at Rise Up For You, we have worked with thousands of individuals and organizations around the globe to help increase influential communication, confidence, emotional intelligence. Those soft skills, the most important superpower skills. Here's an example. I was recently coaching a COO, and she was having a hard time getting buy-in for a new marketing strategy. She had charts and projections and actually a very strong business case, but the room was disengaged and she came to me for support. And I asked her, what is the real story behind your idea? And she shared how their company had lost a top client because their messaging wasn't connecting at a human level. And that story, that emotional hook, shifted everything. In the next meeting, she started with that context, led with the story, and then followed with the data. And guess what? The board approved. They said yes. See, a good story takes you from logic to imagination. And that is where true impact can be made. I'm going to break this down for you for a couple of minutes. What is the neuroscience behind good storytelling? Number 1, stories create empathy. You see, stories trigger the brain to release oxytocin. It's that chemical that builds trust and emotional connection. That's why a relatable story makes people feel more invested in your messaging, providing a context for what you're about to talk about. Number 2, stories activate more brain areas. When we hear data, we use language. We use that language center of our brain. But when we hear a story, we activate emotional, visual, and motor regions. So we actually experience a story as if it's happening to us. Number 3, on the neuroscience, why using stories matters for us as leaders is that stories make information stick. The brain is wired to remember patterns, emotion, and transformation. So when we bring in a good story, it hits all 3. That's why we remember a short story from a meeting, but most of us forget our slide decks. If you have a question as I'm going through, I want you to drop it in the chat, either on Instagram or on LinkedIn. Now let me tell you 3 steps for better storytelling for leaders and executives. Number 1, lead with why it matters. Start with a quick story or an example to show why your issue or your goal matters. Something that taps into urgency or emotion. Number 2, use this structure. Propose the challenge, the action you propose we take, and the outcome. Make it relatable. Talk about a real challenge, action that was taken, and the result. This mirrors the brain's need for resolution. Are you getting it? Okay. Number 3, end with the takeaway. Wrap it up with a clear message. What do you want the audience, the board, the staff, or your client to remember? What do you want them to do? And that's how you shift from a nice story to one of actual influence. Remember, you remember stories 22 times more than you just remember data alone. Now, here at Rise Up For You, we believe the person is the professional and the professional is the person. So if you're looking to create more influence, storytelling is one of the most powerful tools that you can develop. And if you want to start building more presence and clarity, take our free confidence quiz at riseupforyou.com. You'll find it under free resources.